Another heartbreaking loss for the New York Knicks. As Indiana Pacers take a 2-0 lead in this series in the Eastern Conference Finals. And man, bro, the Indiana Pacers, they're a tough team. Because I've been saying it all playoffs long. They got multiple guys who can be out there, who can go out there and defend at a high level, who can put the ball on the floor, put pressure on the rim, knock down tough shots. It ain't just Tyrese. You know, it's the Nembharts, it's the Neesmiths, as you've seen in Game 1 with 20 points in the fourth quarter, making 5 consecutive threes. It's Miles Turner, who's been solid and consistent throughout these whole playoffs. You know, it's Pascal Siakam, which he had a career night tonight, showing you why he's a champion. He's a three-time All-Star. Then you got guys off your bench who are going to be able to give you production. You know, TJ McConnell, he's no slouch. Obi Toppin, you got Benedict Mathurin. They got a plethora of guys over there who they can rotate and they can be able to trust. And Rick Carlisle, you know, to trust in your team, you know, is very important as the deeper you go in these playoffs, because you don't want to log too many minutes on them legs. And, you know, he kind of somewhat keeping his guys fresh. But Indiana Pacers, they're a tough team, man. They chew on rocks. You know, especially their guard play, you know, even with Tyrese Halliburton, you know, he was under 20 points tonight, still gave him a near triple-double. You know, but tonight, bro, it was all about Pascal. Pascal, he had it cooking from the opening tip. Pause. You know, giving him 39 points. Let me see. You know, he gave him 39 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 15 of 23 from the field, shooting 65%, shooting 60% from the three-point line. Man, you know, he had it going. You know, and once he got it going, I think he had the first 8 points for the Indiana Pacers. And from there, he didn't look back. You know, he didn't shoot the ball particularly well in Game 1. He bounced back with it on his mind. You know, redeemed himself, and gave him 39 big points to be able to, you know, steal another game and take a commanding 2-0 lead, going back on their home floor. You know, New York Knicks, they in deep trouble. You know, the thing is, I think the number one thing that's standing out to be about the New York Knicks is that Coach Tom Thibodeau, he getting out coach, man, because like, you know, he already believed in his system where he want to play like 6, 7, 8 guys already. You know, once the playoffs come, you know, they somewhere say that you're supposed to shorten your bench. The thing is, man, you playing these guys all these minutes in the regular season, turn around, you know, and you running these guys to the ground. Because when you look at Mikal Bridges, he played 45 minutes out of 48 minutes. Jalen Brunson played 38 minutes. You know, you running your guys into the ground, but when you look at it, you still got to be able to win this game on your home floor. You getting 16 from OG. You getting 20 points from Cat. You getting 20 points from Bridges. You get 36 and 11 from Jalen Brunson. You know, and you lose this game by what, 5 points? Come on, man. You know, that's heartbreaking. Knicks fans, I know y'all upset. I know y'all got to be hurting. And this is why I said Game 1 is, you know, that one gonna come back to bite you, man. Like this loss not gonna sting as much as that Game 1 loss, because now that you lose Game 1 that you should have had won, knowing that you know what I'm saying, like all this could have been avoided if you were to take care of business in Game 1. You up 14 points in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left to go in the ball game, and you blow that lead, and you come back and turn around and lose Game 2, drop the first 2 games on your home floor. Man, that Game 1, it gonna sting even more now. Because now we're gonna go back home, going to Indiana like, man, bro, we might have missed the opportunity right here. Because the thing about this Indiana Pacers team, they deep. They're a committed team, they're a disciplined team, they're a physical team, they defend. You know, they got, like I said, they got plethora of guys who can be able to knock down shots at a high level. You know, they're gonna be a tough team to beat out, especially now that you put yourself in a 0-2 hole like this, in this type of predicament, going up against this team, going on the road now where you got to buckle up, and now you got to win 2 games to be able to make this an even series and take it back their home court advantage. You know, after you just dropped 2 games, you know, it's not looking good for the New York Knicks. And I think another biggest difference, I know I already said Coach Tibbs, but I think for the New York Knicks, you know, Coach Tibbs, even with him getting out coach, you got to start trusting his bench a little more. You know, because you're not getting nothing from your bench. You know, obviously, Mitchell Robinson, he giving you good energy and giving you good spark minutes off that bench. But when you look at it, you know, tonight, Knicks only had 11 bench points compared to the Indiana Pacers where they gave you 21 bench points. So they were plus 10 from bench points tonight. You know that's a big difference because now you're not asking so much from your star players, from like a Tyrese Halliburton and things like that, to be great every night in and night out. Because look, like I said, you getting these type of point scoring averages from Jalen Brunson. You get 20 from McHale, you get 20 from K, you get 16 from OG, and you still lose these games. It's not a guarantee. Like if y'all losing these games with guys getting those shots, you know, and getting those type of numbers, you know, Jalen Brunson gave you 36 and 11. First game he gave you 42. K gave you 30 plus. McHale gave you 14. Josh Hart gave you 14. And you lose both of those games. Man, who's to say, like, if y'all was to have Jalen Brunson, would God forbid, but I'm just saying, if he have an off night, you know, Lord knows what the game gonna look like if he not giving you 30, and he giving y'all 30 plus every night, and y'all still losing, and y'all still down 0-2. So that's why I say it's not looking good right now for the New York Knicks. Now, I am on the side of I want to see 5 more games of this. I'm not gonna lie. I had going into the series, I had the Pacers winning anyway. Cause like I said, you know, the Pacers, they're an unorthodox team. They're a team that like to play fast, get out in transition, even on miss or makes. They taking the ball out the net and they going up the floor with it before the defense can set up. They putting pressure on your defense. You know, they flatten out the defense real well with their dribble penetration. Getting 2 feet in the paint, collapsing the defense, kicking it to open shooters, and they trust their teammates to knock down shots. And you know they already got, like I said, they got guys that gonna be able to make big time shots, not and you know take and make big time shots. You know they all play with that type of level of confidence right now. And tonight was a good example. Like I said, man, Pascal Siakam was cooking them boys. OG couldn't do nothing with him. Gave him 39. Out here looking like he was a Kawhi Leonard or somebody. I'm talking about he was from the mid post, getting to the rack 3-point line, free throw from the free throw line. Charity Sprite, it didn't matter. Pascal was giving them that business, man. And it's like the New York Knicks, if they gonna stand any chance, bro, the Coach Tibbs got to be able to go deeper into his bench, or he got to at least get more out of his bench if they want to stand a chance in this series. You know, Josh Hart played the best game tonight. Only gave them 4 or 6 points. You know, that's not gonna cut it, man. Getting in foul trouble. You know, some of these fouls that Josh Hart getting, they careless fouls. Your team needs you on the floor. You're more valuable on the floor than you is on the bench. You know, in a game 2 like this that you just dropped a game 1 that was very winnable, when y'all choked that game in game 1, y'all lose. Man, come on now. We're gonna need you to step up and be a little bit more. Now that your back is against the wall, we're gonna see what the New York Knicks is made of. Because even with them being down 0-2, you know, what one positive that I can say from the New York Knicks going into game 3 and game 4 is that, you know, we only lost 1 game throughout this whole playoffs on the road. You know, it just seemed like they play better on the road than at home. You know, they're 3-5 at home, and what they is 8-1, 8-2 on the road. So 3-5 at home and 8-2 on the road. I mean, I don't know if I got that right, man. Cause they won 2 on Boston. So they 5-2 on the road and they 3-5 at home. So that's why but I don't know, man. Indiana Pacers, it was a good win nonetheless. I think I really hit it all. Like, that's just my instant reaction. Like, Pascal got it going. They really couldn't be they really had no answer for Pascal. Pascal scored the Pacers' first 8 points, and ever since then he didn't look back. He was on a steamroll. He was playing with house money. You know, from that point on, the New York Knicks, they had no answer for him. Mikal Bridges, he was fooled. OG Anunoby, you can get some too. Josh Hart, you can get some too. Got him in foul trouble. Karl-Anthony Towns, you can get some of this work too. So it didn't matter who the New York Knicks threw on Pascal Siakam tonight. He had an answer for him. And the answer was, you know, he was giving them disrespectful work. 39 points, shooting officially from the field, 65% from the field, 60% from the 3-point line. Come on now. Hey, but it was a collective team effort win from the Indiana Pacers. Cause like, let's just look at from a team perspective. You know, the New York Knicks, 38 rebounds. So they out-rebounded the Pacers. They out-rebounded the Pacers. They got to the free throw line more times and they made more free throws. Pacers had 10 turnovers. You know, the Knicks had 12 turnovers. So they won the free throw battle. They won the rebounding battle, lost the turnover battle, and you didn't get no production from your bench. And I feel like, you know, that was the biggest thing to me is that, you know, Pacers, they got guys on their bench who came in and produced. You know, gave their starters enough rest, and you know it wasn't no drop off. And that's what I've been saying about the Pacers. Like, they're a deep team. They can legit go 10 deep, and where whoever come in for the next guy, you know, it's gonna be the same level of production. You know, it ain't gonna be no slippage of production from those guys just coming in and checking in and coming to get the starters. You know, on the other end for the New York Knicks, I can't say the same. You know, you get 6 points from Mitchell Robinson, you get 5 points from McBride. You know, even though Mitchell Robinson give you, you know, them extra shot attempts and things like that, but he give you 9 rebounds. But y'all gotta find different ways and different guys to be able to come in and contribute, you know, and affect this ball game. Cause you know, losing these games like this, you know, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. You know, cause you're gonna look back some further along this series. I don't know how this series gonna turn out. You know, I just seen crazier things like that. Even though I just said, you know, the New York Knicks, they're 5-2 on the road throughout these whole playoffs in the first and second round combined. So who knows how this series gonna turn out? Because it seems like the Knicks, they play better on the road than at home. You know, they seem to, you know, when they get at home, they get a little antsy, or, you know, that crowd do a little something to them where they just, I don't know, fall apart. So we gonna see, man. At Game 3, Sunday night, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. New York Knicks fans, y'all let me know if y'all feel like y'all in trouble. Pacers fans, y'all are 2 games away from y'all first NBA Finals, and I don't know how long. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling right now in that comment section. Hit that subscribe button, man. On the road to 400 subs, so make sure y'all hit that subscribe. Man, it don't cost nothing. It's absolutely free to subscribe. So all you got to do is just hit that subscribe button, man. I'll greatly appreciate that. And I'll see y'all on Sunday after Game 3.